Put your eyes back in your head.
I felt like flavor.
Pry their eyes open and force them to see the truth. We will skin the sheep and sacrifice the weak. The unholy alliance has arrived.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, it is Originators Monday. I am your host, Six Man K Styles, aka Pie May, White Eyebrows Priest up in this mug. And Bad Mike Sports will be here in the second. There he goes. Well, the senator has arrived. Yeah. So, like you said, man, it is unfortunately, the Atlanta Falcons season is officially over. But as we always say here, the Originators Monday will continue as scheduled for all of the off season as well as lead into the rest of the season. So let's go ahead and get right into the what we call it, Mike.
The real cow.
Roll call. Let's throw in some throwback music here. And since we got Mr. Andrew G here, I'm gonna do this for him. There you go. Throw a little BT12 music in there. Since we done got fucked royally this season, might as well throw some BT12 in there.
Ooh boy.
I wonder if we should play this whole track, the whole show, or not. But before we get into it, let's go ahead and get a roll call. Like you said, we got Andrew G in the building. We got Deshaun Caswell, Sherman Wood, John St. Clair, Keyshawn Vlad, Maurice Martin, Todrick Davis, Georgia, Texas boy, D. Coleman, Sonia. We got Old Chicken Hollow. We got Jermaine Walton. We got Strapped Up 24. And we got Tony Hall. Now, I want to ask everybody a question. Would you like this BT12 music be playing the whole live stream, or do you want us to cut this bitch off? The choice is yours. Corey Gibbs said this season low key hurt. Oh, that thing go. Oh, that thing gonna loop. Yeah. Oh, according to Andrew G said he liked the damn music.
We know you like it.
He said turn it down some more. The ain't fire. They ain't fire nobody stuff. All right. I'm about to say, is that better? Throw a little something in the background. Says this is going to be a therapeutic moment for therapy. So, Mike, how you feeling, man?
Nah, I'm pretty good.
D. Cover said, nah, that is it. He said, nah. He said, nah. That'd be like Noah on day three of the draft. That's cruel and unusual punishment.
Oh wow.
I don't even know. Yeah. He said he don't even know. We gonna go ahead and cut it off this time. We ain't get enough yeses in here. Let's go ahead and get right into the show. But man, Mike, man, how are we doing on this Monday after we done crashed out in the last 24 hours?
I guess we pretty good. Um, Another useless press conference repeating the same bull crap over and over and over again from Mr. Idiot.
I about to say, what made the press conference so useless to you, Mike? For those that may not know, is they Raheem Morris had a end of the season press conference today, so I wonder what Mike said is completely useless. What was said in here?
We just didn't. We just didn't suit out to do what we thought we were gonna do, and we said it's got to do it better next time, and hopefully we blah 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 blah. Okay, we done heard you say that before. The players just didn't come to play. I didn't come to play. I didn't come to play. Maybe it's my fault. Really? That's the first time I done heard him say that all year. Maybe it's a reflection of me. Seriously? Now you want to say that the season over with?
Oh, Lord. I see a few people in here talking about, yeah, he really kind of word salad his way through the press conference. So, well, I caught a glimpse of it myself. I really didn't pay attention. I was sitting there cracking jokes in the whole live stream. So it kind of damn near put me to sleep. But yeah, we got plenty of off season to speak on that and the future of the Atlanta Falcons as far as 2025 in itself.
Uh-huh.
So, like, what's your final takes on the season since it's over now?
Well, um, uh, hmm, kind of interesting. Um, the takeaway for this season, to be honest, is pretty much nothing from a coaching standpoint. Um, for Raheem, it's absolutely zero. He's exactly what I thought he was. He hasn't proven to be better or worse. He's exactly who the fuck I thought he was gonna be. That's the sad part. He hasn't gotten any better at all as a coach. He's still saying the exact same shit. He's still throwing people under the bus, and not taking accountability for the lack thereof. If we gotta say 3, 4 times that I can think about right off the top of my head, um, of him saying why the players just didn't come to play today. This is the first time all season that I heard him say, well, maybe it's a reflection of him, uh, which is pretty sad because like it takes you to not to be in the playoffs to take accountability. It takes for you to get fired to not have accountability. Um, Offensively, as a coach, Zach Robinson, I've seen enough that I'm comfortable with him, that they can continuously grow with him. He needs some work. Obviously, he needs to work on a few things, but I'm encouraged as far as him is concerned. There's nothing about Raheem that makes me excited. It's nothing whatsoever.
Hmm. So do you so basically what you're saying is the game that Junebug had yesterday. pretty much save Zach Robinson's job as far as the fan base goes.
I think he saved Raheem's job, to be honest. Yeah, but
Mm-hmm.
you can say Zach Robinson for sure. There's something
Mm-hmm.
that's wrong with him. And I think, that's what that piece of shit was going. He was going to lean on. He's not going to lean on his own abilities as a defensive coach because he has no abilities as a defensive coach. He's done nothing correctly. He's not done nothing well. Right? He's done nothing well as a defensive coach. Everything you look at is the sacks, the interceptions, the stopping the run. Like everything in his entire career as a defensive guy, he's been pretty bad when it's his way. And then, you go to the Rams and say, oh, well, you have to take the Rams was already the Rams before he got there. So that's not his. So for me, yeah, he definitely saved. Junebug saved those guys. I think he saved a lot of guys' uh, job to this past game. I can comfortably and I can honestly say that.
Mm.
But yeah,
But my thing on Zach Robinson is I don't understand why a lot of people would say, okay, he needed to be fired when this offense in itself took a major jump from where it has been the last couple years
mm-hmm,
to it literally being a legit top 10 offense in this league
mm-hmm,
with the balance that was necessary for this team to take it to the next level. It's just that unfortunately the defensive side of the ball never matched the energy and the intensity of what the offense brought.
mm-mm.
So we kind of so we already know right now the attention as far as the defense wise, it's from what the fans looking at, it's Jimmy Lake. But then as well is you also have to throw Raheem Morris in here as well too, just for the simple fact that he is a defensive guy and he kind of took credit for the defensive improvements the previous 5 weeks before this week. And it was interesting that he threw everybody else under when it didn't work this week.
Mm-hmm.
So that is a conversation in itself that's going to be interesting throughout this whole season, this whole off season.
Okay, Kill, you want to tell the people what he did this time?
Um. You talking about throwing the defensive backs under the bus?
Yeah.
Pretty much Jerry Gray and all them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah. Based on the words that was used, it was everybody else's fault.
Everybody else thought they didn't get they they didn't understand their assignment. Yeah, they weren't seeing the field correctly.
But that's
It
the problem. That's the
used those
problem right
choice
there.
words. It's crazy he used those choice words. He said that they weren't ready to play, and then at the same time, he turned around and said they didn't understand. So which one is it?
The problem that comes with that, unfortunately, I ain't even gonna say unfortunately, but I would just put a reality check on this. Is as much as we can, and a lot of people can blame Jimmy Lake for a lot of the stuff. The key thing is everything has to go through the head coach first.
Absolutely.
This is why we always say the head coach is the overseer of what a lot of this stuff is going on. And the problem is certain words that are used in these press conferences these are divisive words that are used. They're divisive. Like you said, Jimmy, not even just Jimmy Lake, but Jerry Gray is a respected coach in this league.
Mm-hmm.
And when it comes off to where you're throwing him under the bus over some stuff like that, see that could be a divisive talking point within the locker room. And right now, this team really doesn't need that. I mean, I understand Arthur Smith was an asshole when he was here, but the only divisive thing that he did was flip flop quarterbacks because nobody knew what the fuck was gonna happen. But the simple fact that you threw everybody else under the bus instead of you taking accountability for you being the leader, that asks the question: who really is the leader of this team if the head coach is showing that he's not?
My thing is, if it's Jimmy Lake's fault, why he keep letting him do what he want to do? This is why I tell y'all got to stop being emotional and use common sense. If it doesn't apply, I'm not talking to you.
Mm-hmm.
Why he keep if it really is Jimmy Lake's fault and he's calling these plays, why does he keep allowing him to destroy the team's chemistry? You're the head coach. That doesn't make any sense. If you see a problem, you don't keep allowing. Look, if somebody keep beating up your child at school outside, and you see them doing it time and time again, are you just gonna sit there and watch it happen, or are you just gonna do something about it? Whether it's talk to the kid or throw something at the kid or try to break it up. Like, what are you gonna do?
See, that's the talking point that nobody wants to talk about. If that is the case, why is that guy in charge allowing it to continuously happen? That's why I said this is a problem that Raheem cannot avoid. This is the same thing we said about Dan Quinn,
Mm-hmm.
especially in that Super Bowl. You're
Yeah.
the overseer. Well, like you said, why are you letting the inmates run the asylum? You supposed to be the guy that's supposed to be, okay, no, fuck that. We ain't doing that. No, 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 no. Kill it. Switch it. That's your thing.
Yeah.
And we got a $2 super chat. Fred Bus said, I'm here. McKay is going to get fired. If that is the case, we will throw a parade over here. Fuck
Absolutely.
that motherfucker. He's a twat. But
That's
and
really my job here. This is with the unholy line and 9 o'clock nation. That's literally my job. That's literally Kill's job. Somebody come bring us an idea. We don't think it's good for the entire brand in itself. We say yay or nay. That's it.
mhm. And then if it's like a certain thing that's on the cusp, like you said, we find ways to kind of go around it and incorporate that.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing about it is when you're a leader amongst men, or you're supposed to be the overseer, like I said, you're supposed to make a judgment call that you will not regret.
Mm-hmm.
Because we always say it like this: we say something, we gonna stand on it, whether y'all disagree or not, or rather it's gonna make us look like bad guys. We still gonna stand on ours, and that's the problem. You can't say Kirk Cousins has been playing well in a 4 game stretch where he only threw 1 touchdown and 10 interceptions, and and the game in which the Falcons won, in which you almost lost to the quarterback you almost traded. Now all of a sudden, now Kirk needs to do better, and you literally bench him the next day after that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I said that this, like I said, these Raheem talking points are not race related; they're expectation based. Like you said, it's not like the Falcons. He came into this team where the Falcons was the worst team in the NFL, and he just so luckily to got 7 to 8 wins. See, now we'll be having a different story. It wouldn't be as much criticism going his way from a lot of the fans.
Mm-hmm.
And Tony Shepard here said McKay doesn't pick the players, Fontenot does. Yeah, it depends. Because the thing about it is, you also have to think when it comes to player personnel also has to go through the coaches and know what type of players that the coaches want as well.
Mm-hmm.
So while we're sitting here, see, because really where the Fontenot thing comes through is most of the people are really looking at two acquisitions as to reason why Fontenot is getting fired, and that's Kyle Pitts and Kirk Cousins. Now remember when Kyle Pitts got drafted, different offense. Kirk Cousins got picked, that was recommended by Raheem Morris. Let me say that again. The GM is only going to ride with players that the coaches feel comfortable with. Kirk Cousins is who Raheem Morris wanted.
Well, you need Jesus.
What happened?
Now,
Well, who needs Jesus?
you know, you'll see it.
Oh God. Glad to have everybody sits in the sauna new week. Well, get the hell up out.
The fuck, I don't know where that shit.
Because while we're talking, well, like you said, while we're talking about Terry Fontenot needs to be fired, you also have to remember the first 2 years you literally had to play with guys that literally sat on the couch the week before. 40 of them to be exact.
40 guys with practice squad players.
Because like I said, while we're talking about the disappointments and Kyle Pitts and Richie Grant and the Kirk Cousins deal, because that's really the three main deals. You forget Drew Dalman worked out for him. Taquan Graham was worked out for him. Avery Williams, Drake London, Tyler Algier, B. John Robinson, Arnold Ebiketie, Jesse Bates, like you said, Cade Ellis. So it's a lot. Like you said, while we're so concentrated on Kyle Pitts and Kirk Cousins, you got to pay attention to the other moves that has worked for this team so far. Unfortunately, coaching has been one of the major reasons why this team ain't, ain't progressed as much as, like I said, Zach Harrison is another one. Everybody love Clark Phillips. Like I said, we're focused on 2 to 3 players that they didn't get or people are disappointed on, and forget there's about 7, 8, 9 players, core pieces that have worked out for this team that they would not have had if they didn't make the moves the first year or two.
Right. mean, Caden Ellis is a prime example. Jesse Bates is a prime example. It's like we were ready to fire a guy when he was one of the main reasons why we were able to bring in Jesse Bates. Remember, that wasn't Raheem that brought him in.
Right.
So
Lord,
we're gonna gift him everything that goes bad. Well, we need to gift him everything that goes well. Is what right now we got two. I mean, shit, we got. In my opinion, I think he's a Pro Bowl in Drake London, but that'll come in time. Obviously, Bijan is the real deal. I think he's third. He led the league in third. I think he was third in the NFL in rushing yards. So it's like these guys are like you can't just throw him all the bad stuff because of two things that didn't work out. Let's just keep it real. It's really just two things are not going the way that you thought it would.
No, Mike. It's three things. I just thought about the other
What's that?
one. The fact that they didn't get Lamar Jackson. That's really the main.
Yeah.
Like you said, like I will honestly say Lamar Jackson was the worst thing that ever happened in this franchise because it left the expectation that most folks wanted that didn't happen, and and basically this franchise is condemned to hell for. Tell me if I'm lying. Oh, Fred Burks got another $2 that pisses worked out. I don't understand the hate because he's not leading the league in receiving, even though he was brought in from a completely different offense. He ain't leading the league in receiving. It is what it is.
You had to go back to the drawing board when you brought in a new offensive
Exactly. Right. Hey, I'm about to say, Jermaine, don't worry about that dude. He's pretty much one of those guys that belong to a certain group of people who's mad that Justin Fields and or Lamar Jackson isn't here in Atlanta. So don't worry about him. He's gonna be yeah. Yeah, Lamar being the worst thing that happened to a team he never played for is crazy, but it's true. Yeah. And tell me if I'm lying.
They have not forgiven Arthur. I mean, you saw today Mike Dill keep bringing up the fact that Arthur went after, and it's the crazy talking about Mark. He went after Deshaun Watson. He never went after Deshaun Watson. Okay, never went. You got to actually offer a guy a contract to go after a guy. Nothing was ever talked about when we talk about contracts. That's not going after a guy. I can I can sit down and go. For example, I could go to a a luxurious hotel, just standing there and look and marvel at all the rooms and things. But if I don't buy anything, if I don't go and actually reserve, can I really say that I stayed in a luxurious hotel? I just went there and looked. I can go to a car lot and look at stuff, but can I really say that I own this particular vehicle if I never bought anything? I never that's the whole thing. Anybody can sit down and have a conversation with a potential. That happens to everybody in the league. It happens every year. It's called NFL Draft Combine. Okay.
Right.
They have conversations with everybody. So just because the guy talked to him doesn't mean he offered him a contract. There's nothing wrong with that. And I still say this. This is more Matt Ryan's fault than anything.
Mm.
This is more Matt Ryan's fault than anything. If Matt Ryan just understood where he was, see, the thing is with a lot of older players, they don't want to understand where they are in their career. They don't want to accept, I should say. Matt Ryan wasn't the same quarterback. We all saw that in 2020. We knew that. We saw it in 19. We saw the flashes in 19. And then 20 came. We knew he wasn't the same quarterback. It like for me, I'm a huge Matt Ryan fan. I'm a huge Peyton Manning fan. But I know in Peyton Manning in Denver, he was nowhere near even but 2 years before that, the year before that, when he was in Indianapolis and he had that neck injury. I knew his career was done. He knew his career was done. But it's accepting that. If Matt Ryan would have accepted the fact that, all right, I'm no longer the quarterback that I was, and say, all right, Falcons, this is how I want to end my career. He would have never went to that shit house in Indianapolis and stayed next to that crack baby owner. He would have never had that if he would have just accepted he was. He probably could have extended his career with the Atlanta Falcons, another 2 years if he would have done it properly, and we still could have had Michael Penix.
So here's my question on that though, and I think you hit on a topic here that I think we haven't really talked about.
Mm-hmm.
So do you think? So do you think that if they would have told him, okay, we're drafting your successor, do you think it would have been different?
I believe so.
Because it's a big difference between drafting a guy and then bringing in a guy for big money.
I mean, to be honest, it could have. It definitely would have played out better. But NFL, they always talk behind your back. You a fool if you don't think they're looking to replace you.
Mm-hmm.
Like the Patriots was looking to replace Tom Brady, even in the midst of winning championships. They was looking for his successor. That's why he was unwilling to give him them mega contracts like that.
Yeah, because I'm kind of thinking if the plan was to bring in or draft a guy to be the successor instead of going after somebody like Deshaun Watson, who was a big money player, because you have to think about it too. You just paid Matt Ryan, but you also was going to be giving up a lot of money to get Deshaun Watson too, or such and such. Like I said, we know. I'm just using Deshaun Watson in this case as kind of like being a catalyst for that jealousy. I think, like you said, I think if they was going to draft the successor, I think Matt Ryan probably would have still been here to kind of been that mentor,
Oh, for
because
sure.
it's a big difference between bringing in a young guy to mentor and just bringing in a guy that you're not going to be able to mentor to take your spot. Because I just like you said, I use the example. A lot of times I'll use myself for an example. If I'm sitting here and I understand in this Falcon space that most of y'all would have never gave a fuck about me if I wasn't associated with Mike. But then there's somebody new and somebody like that y'all may gravitate towards too. And if that person say, okay, hey Styles, okay, how you do this, do. See, I'm the type of person where I'd rather be behind the scenes and I help anybody that I need to. I don't give a damn about the notoriety. So that's a little bit different than me saying, okay, y'all like the new guy better than me. I'm gonna just quit doing this.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I've trained people that got jealous of them being in them not being in the center or they not being in kill spot.
Mm-hmm.
I've lost quite a few people that are part of this because they did not like the fact that Kill was great at his position, and I refuse to replace that. Kill doesn't need to be in the middle. He doesn't need to be the center of attention. And despite what a lot of people may think, I don't like to be the center of attention. And I think that's why it worked real well because we both we don't need to be center of attention.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of a bad point that you make because you talk about Matt Brown is 4-6 in the playoffs. Majority of quarterbacks in this league ain't even got 4 wins in the playoffs. Hell, most of them don't even have 2 wins in the playoffs. So in reality, you want to call Matt Ryan a choke artist? These niggas in this league is choking worse. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. You know the quarterback that got the second best playoff record in the league right now behind Patrick Mahomes? Y'all wouldn't believe it if I told you. Where the hell might go? The set the second best playoff record right now in the NFL right now is Brock Purdy. Lamar Jackson has one more playoff win than Kirk Cousins. The average quarterback in this league. I think it's tied between Brock Purdy and Josh Allen. And I think Joe Burrow is right after that.
Yeah. We got to stop getting y'all be so emotional about people. Don't even know the history.
Right.
That's why you got to do research before you start talking. Y'all say dumb stuff, and we call you stupid because you don't know what you're saying. You believe what you're saying because you don't know any better. You haven't done research. You don't know. That's called ignorance. It's called stupidity. You're saying dumb stuff, and then you get mad at us because we call you stupid. In actuality, you are stupid because you don't know your history.
Yeah, Aaron Rodgers is up there. Yeah, I forgot about Aaron Rodgers. Yeah, Aaron Rodgers is up there. But the thing about it is Aaron Rodgers ain't made it back to a Super Bowl in almost 13 years.
Well, we say he's not.
He got the same amount of Super Bowl wins as Nick Foles. So let's go ahead and get right into the main topic of today's show. As y'all saw, the title of this stream is called "Who's More Overrated, Lamar Jackson or Patrick Mahomes?" So I want to get everybody vote on this. Who do you think is more overrated? But Mike, I don't think they're gonna answer this shit. Too. They gonna answer this. And if you say it's more overrated, Mike, who do you think is more overrated in this conversation right now between Lamar Jackson and Patrick Mahomes?
So you based on my qualifications or just the general consensus?
However you want to answer it, man.
I'll do the general consensus. General consensus is for me. I gotta say Patrick Mahomes, based on general consensus, because win really
Hold on,
matter.
hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. Wait a minute. Let's marinate on that right quick. You said Patrick Mahomes?
Yeah,
Ah man, hold on. Let I want to get this. Do explain this to me.
I mean, so when you look at how people like fantasy football is pretty much took taking over everything.
Okay.
Put up a bunch of numbers and win MVP, have all these different types of award, Pro Bowls and whatnot, and fans are completely cool with it. You can have 13, 14 wins, get kicked out in the first or the second round of the playoffs, and fans be completely okay with it. Why? Because look, as long as they're getting their money, as long as they're getting their money out of fantasy football, prize picks and whatnot, it's like that's what that right there to most fans, and like the you even seeing it right now with ESPN and a lot of these analysts. Like the last time they praise Patrick Mahomes is always in the same breath of Andy Reid. They're not even giving him his flowers in regards to how many yards and numbers that he put. There's no quarterback in the NFL in the history of the NFL that has done what he's done, and nobody cares. He's won how many Super Bowls now?
He's four four
Four.
right now on the case of five, on pace for five, but I think he's won four so far.
And nobody gives a damn. Nobody gives a damn. A guy like Lamar Jackson is getting more and more praise
No.
than
Oh no, they say he won three. He 3-1. He 3-1 in Super Bowls.
okay. So he has 3 Super Bowl wins. And a guy like Lamar is getting more praise than him, and he's not, and he's done nothing but win. So for me, if the fans don't care about, and not just the fans, a lot of these people, they're putting the emphasis on Lamar Jackson being the greatest quarterback for black people and all that type of stuff. We need him to be this and be that. They saying this about Lamar. He hasn't won championships. So championship don't matter.
Mm,
Obviously don't matter.
that's very interesting because when you said about the black quarterback thing, yeah, and Sam talked about this earlier today, where it was very interesting with Ryan Clark and the talking points that he had as far as the black quarterbacks, and he kind of dismissed Patrick Mahomes. For most people that don't know, Patrick Mahomes is actually a mulatto that is the same skin complexion as me.
Mm.
For
Mm.
those that ain't watched baseball back in the day, his dad was in the MLB. His dad's the same complexion as me.
Yep.
But the thing about it is, when it comes to certain people, and certain people within our community, they don't consider him as a black quarterback
Mm-mm. They don't consider him.
because he's lightly toasted.
That guy getting
But
more praise. He getting more praise for doing less than Patrick Mahomes.
and and this is kind of where the consensus come with this too. And I think it's the fact that since the talking point with the Kansas City Chiefs is that the refs are the MVP of the team, it kind of in the public eye diminishes Patrick Mahomes' career.
Mm-hmm.
So let me ask y'all a question. Let me ask everybody a question that's watching. Do you because since the public consensus is that the referees help the Kansas City Chiefs win football games,
You got to throw in that
th-
coach too. The coach.
doesn't that make Patrick Mahomes' career disqualified from being great if the refs are helping him? We got John St. Clair with the 5. He said if Mahomes and Lamar switch teams, who would be winning Super Bowls?
Mm.
Uh, if they switch teams, I don't think neither one of them winning Super Bowls. To be honest with you.
Because you got to throw in there. They say that he has a great defense. Patrick Mahomes has a great defense. He's only winning because of the great defense. He's only
Right.
winning with the coach. He's only winning because of the organization, Travis Kelsey. So
hmm
then Patrick Mahomes has to be the most overrated quarterback.
Right. And I think what a lot of these media pundits are looking at a lot of these talking points from the football fans that are saying that they're actually buying into it,
Mm-hmm.
and I think it's a damn shame
So
because
this is based
because
on general consensus, by the way.
yeah, general consensus. This is not necessarily definitive by what our opinions are, but we're just going solely just based off what the public perception is. And if you're looking at how the media is kind of pushing these two as kind of being the quote unquote pillars of the new generation, I'm gonna make this crazy ass statement right here. This is gonna be a statement y'all ain't never heard nobody say before. If y'all pay attention to the media right now, if Lamar Jackson will win the Super Bowl this year, in the media consensus and some of the fan consensus, he'll be a top 3 all time quarterback if he just wins the Super Bowl one time.
Mm-hmm. Ooh.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. The fanfare and the media consensus is that high on Lamar Jackson that all he has to do is win one Super Bowl and he'll be a top 3 quarterback all time.
Mm-hmm.
I want to know how do y'all really think about that? I want to see how people think about this.
Mm-hmm.
If Lamar Jackson wins one Super Bowl, does that propel him to top 3 all time? I'm just.
I'm waiting for myself. I'm waiting myself.
Cause this is a very, cause like I said, this is a conversation. This is a conversation that needs to be had.
Because everybody try to say, yeah, but Patrick Mahomes and this guy, they get help from the refs. They say, yeah, but I never hear that same thing in regards to Lamar Jackson.
hmm Wow, what's going on, man?
What's up? I find this
You just can't.
conversation.
You just came in right in the foolishness,
Right on time.
Oh,
right on time.
I find this conversation quite interesting, and there's a piece missing.
uh, I
You
know you were.
you people like Lamar Jackson and want him to be better than Patrick Mahomes because it makes for a good story. It makes for the Calvin worked at McDonald's comeback story.
Whoa, what?
Oh yeah,
Oh,
Oh,
wait,
what?
wait, goddamn!
yeah.
You just threw me off of that one. Wait, what?
Okay, okay. Remember now. Remember the commercial. Everybody was proud of Calvin. Why? Because Calvin got a job at McDonald's. He was doing so good. You know, because he was in the hood, and everybody in the hood wanted Calvin to get out. Lamar
You know,
Jackson. Where does Lamar Jackson come from? Single parent home, right? Rough
Down in Florida.
neighborhood in the city, right? Right.
Down in
Rough
Florida.
city, rough city, right?
if
Okay.
you ask him, he
So
still.
right. So you want this young man to have a comeback story to say, hey, if he can do it, I can do it too. Not understanding that it's not like that. It's not like that totally. He's getting help. He's not doing it by himself. He's not carrying Baltimore on his back. Derrick Henry is, at least this year. Now, he's not a bad athlete. I keep saying it. He's not a bad athlete at all. But the media is trying to make him a sensation because of humble beginnings, because it's a good story. See, Pat Mahomes, they'll look at Pat Mahomes and say, "Oh, well, Pat Mahomes got it the easy way." You know, he flourished in a system that basically he didn't have to do anything. All he had to do was just not turn the ball. Not true. He had to work it too. But because of his skin complexion, his hair texture, and his background being that he played baseball as a young man, oh no, he's got a leg up. So it makes for a better story if Lamar Jackson gets up there. Why? Because he got it out of the mud. You know, he had to all his life he had to fight. He had to use that grit, you know, and that relates to a lot of people that's working now. You're not getting treated well on your job. You're not getting treated well in your areas. So everybody wants to come back hero. And I know this is not going to sit well with y'all, and I don't care. It's cold outside, so you need to bear the truth. It's good for a comeback story. He
Question.
hasn't done anything more phenomenal than Patrick Mahomes this season. He hasn't.
Question for you.
I hope the young man gets to the second level of play, and I hope he gets to the championship. I hope he does. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, y'all got to understand, the media wouldn't be pushing it if it wasn't a good story. The media never pushes stuff that's not a good story. That's why they're not pushing Mahomes, because he's not a good story. He's on every commercial. He's all over the fantasy football commercials. He's on State Farm. Everybody sees him. They want somebody that they don't see.
So basically, what you said, Juan, is the media and the football fans are sick and tired of Patrick Mahomes already.
He's everywhere. He's already the golden boy. They want somebody else to be the golden boy now.
Look, man, they tired of them white girls. They tired of seeing them white girls on TV. Let's keep it real. They tired of his white wife, and they tired of that white girl next to Travis Kelce. That's the real reason why they don't like that man.
Now, Jew here is correct. Jew said Lamar special. He will never get the credit he deserves until he wins a Super Bowl. That's true. Said Peyton Manning was treated the same way until he won the Super Bowl. Yeah. But people got to understand Lamar's success in the media is based on his story.
But Juan, this is a question I have for you. Why is it Lamar getting the pushback? Every quarterback in the history of the game has gotten pushback but him. As far as the media is concerned.
Because
we had it with Drew Brees, we had it with Matt Ryan, we had the Eli Manning, we had the Peyton Manning. Every one of these quarterbacks has gotten that pushback, but nobody's saying that Lamar Jackson will forever be a failure until he wins the Super Bowl. They
Okay,
keep
now
bringing.
remember about Eli. Eli was considered the failed Manning brother because he didn't get a Super Bowl. He was always picked on and he was always the butt of the joke until he won two. It's different for Lamar because for some of us, not for all of us, some of us want a hero. Remember now, who was our hero before him? Who did he just surpass? He just surpassed Vic, didn't he?
Mm-hmm.
And who was everybody's hero? Vic, right?
Right.
Okay. What accomplishments outside of being exciting and a couple of things he did in the football game and outside of being the first quarterback to get a $100 million contract and getting on the video game, what did he do outside of that? Not much, right?
I
And you
mean,
know what? I just found out an interesting thing about that contract that Mike Vick got, that $100 million contract.
Yeah.
Let me ask y'all a question. How many games did Mike Vick win before he got that big contract?
Mm.
Do you know one?
Nah. Go ahead and tell.
Do you know Mike? I want to see how many people know. Before Mike Vick got that big that historic contract in 2004, can anybody name me how many games that he won as a starter?
uh, um, it wasn't many. I don't. Yeah, I say less than 10 or around. Yeah, less than 10. I'll give it.
He won 12 games as a starter.
Now, hold that thought right there, Kate.
How many games?
12.
In 3 years. Because remember, he was in the league 3 years before he got that contract. He won 12 games as a starter.
Now, what now? Was Michael Vick at the height of his career when that dog scandal came out?
Actually, when you really look at it, it was starting to dwindle down because he had never improved.
Okay. Now, I made a point about that. Everybody felt when Vic got caught up in that, many people felt that that the world took their hero away from them.
Mm.
And it didn't, and you know why? Because of how people felt about Vic when he went to Philly. Remember, we all said that the Vic that we had he been the Vic that went to Philly, it would have been different. Why? Because he was more mature. He had learned something. But some people in the world felt that they took the hero, that Peter took the hero away from him. So now you got another guy that has an ability to become that hero again. Guess what happens? He surpassed the guy who was everybody's hero before. So of course they're going to do everything they can outside of his own accomplishments to make sure he don't get slighted.
Mm.
He
So
don't get slighted.
I
It's
got.
it's it's not about his accomplishments as an athlete or football player. It's about how the media views him and how the world views him. That's what this ain't. This is a little bit bigger than football.
I
Like
got.
I
I
said,
got. I
go
got. I
ahead, Mike.
got. I got a question. So I think we can all agree that, for the most part, the black community loves to support black people. But if you look at it, who's been more beneficial to the black community than Andy Reid?
That's true.
Most of his quarterbacks been black.
Mm.
Patrick Mahomes,
Patrick
Dante
Mahomes,
Vic,
Donovan McNabb, Mike Vick.
Mm-hmm.
but they hate. They can't stand Kansas City. This is the stuff that I'm talking about. The people that's actually doing the most for black community, they did get disregarded. Andy Reid, ain't no coach in the NFL history has done more than him for black
Well,
quarterbacks. There's
well,
no.
okay. And you know why? There was something put out, and I believe this is just my opinion. Remember, they had to put out the little chart about how long has it been since teams have won Super Bowls, And you know who's at the bottom of that list with 0 years since they
Yeah.
won a Super Bowl? Kansas City.
Kansas City.
Kansas City is one of the winningest organizations in the NFL, period. So again, if you're a part of a winning organization that's been there for years, people look at you like, you got the silver spoon. Again, it makes for a good story. Are you going to be more excited about Patrick Mahomes winning the Super Bowl this year or Lamar Jackson? Which is going to catch your attention? Pat Mahomes winning? Yeah, he won it again. Yay. Or Lamar Jackson? Dang, man, Lamar finally got there. It makes for a better story.
Andy Reid is literally giving the black community, if you're gonna look at it the right way, he's giving the black community and the black quarterback more respect than any coach in the history of the game. It's nobody. He's given three championships already, but we still up here again supporting the wrong. Why are we not supporting this guy? Y'all say y'all love the black community, and you want that. You want to support anybody that supports the black community, but people literally hate everything about Kansas City.
Like I said, Patrick Mahomes, and this is just to be the honest truth here. In the black community, Patrick Mahomes is not considered of one.
Mm.
That is the truth. Like you said, we look at folks like Patrick Mahomes as kind of like the outliers, the black sheep of the community because of, see, the thing is, we like to associate with struggle. That's the only thing we love associating within our community. If you struggle, then we rock with you. But if you're privileged, we're going to demonize you.
I'm glad you said that because I'm
Like you
going to ask
said,
you.
like you said, you have to think about this. Patrick Mahomes' dad was in the MLB for years, so he's already grew up in the professional sports arenas. He said his mom was a softball player too, so he grew up with money. He's grown up privileged.
Let's be honest. And then everybody can raise your hand, or you don't have to raise your hand. But I'm gonna have a moment of truth with y'all. How many of y'all really, honest to God, truth, identify more with Lamar Jackson than you do Patrick Mahomes?
To be honest,
Be honest. How many of y'all really identify more with with Lamar Jackson than you do Patrick Mahomes? Because I'm
yeah,
gonna say,
like I
I'm gonna be
said,
honest.
like I said, it's no judgment here. Like I said, just people
Nah,
just be honest.
yeah, because I'm trying to prove a point here. See now we're getting quiet because I'm gonna say this: 60% of our community, 60% of our community sees ourselves in Lamar Jackson. Like K Styles said, we see ourselves in struggle. We don't see ourselves in privilege. So it's very difficult for us to really rally around a guy that we figure had a silver spoon in his mouth or had a leg up getting started.
I mean, I kind of grew up on both sides of the spectrum. It's like, half of my life I was I wasn't a privileged child, and then got around 12, 13 years old, moved to a neighborhood in Avondale Estates, and fairly, like, my parents made good money. So I'm one of the few people that actually, on both sides of the spectrum. So I can't I get it. I do. I really do get it. But this is exactly what we were talking about. Like we don't really respect the fact that anybody's black. We respect the struggle, and that's what K Style was talking about. That's the reason why most people are not really It's like feeling Patrick Mahomes is a GOAT. I mean, a lot of people connect more to a guy like Tom Brady because Tom Brady struggled. He wasn't a starter. He wasn't a guy that broke all these elaborate records in college. He struggled. He was a 6th-round pick. Like, people love Mr. Irrelevant. They connect with struggle.
Mhm.
Look at Tim Tebow. He got more chance than I ever seen anybody get who fucking sucked.
Yeah.
He didn't deserve
Hold on.
any of it.
But see, the
Is
thing is, though, people connect with it because the first thing they look at is if he can do it, I can do it. When people look at privilege, they look at it like the odds are more against me than they are for me. It doesn't matter how smart you were. It's the
Right.
it's how you see it.
Well, Carl Thomas here said the NFL are not going to make Lamar Jackson the face of the NFL. It's already too late on that.
Yeah.
Let me tell you why it's too late on that. Look at every accomplishment that Lamar Jackson has had in the last couple of years, and look at how the NFL has advertised it. They're advertising it as he is on pace to be the greatest quarterback of this generation. That's called advertising to be the face of the NFL. When we're looking at these quarterbacks and we're looking at quarterbacks that are like quote unquote dual threat, and these are the type of quarterbacks that everybody love to see. Who is the face of that? It's not Patrick Mahomes because Patrick Mahomes is not. He's not considered a dual threat quarterback.
They don't consider him a dual threat. That's why they're saying they're putting him in there. He's the first quarterback to ever throw for 4,000 yards and 800. That's
And
average
rush for 900.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell
marketing
y'all something else,
purpose.
and mark my words. Atlanta will be in the forefront very soon. Tell you why? Because Penix is a very good story. He's a very good story, and they're going to push him because if you look at how he played, even in the games when he knew losing was higher than winning for him, he played unbothered and he played like he had tomorrow.
Why is Lamar Jackson
He,
a more unique quarterback? What's unique about him? What's unique about his game?
I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be honest with you. Yeah, that's a good question. What is the uniqueness? Because you can't say the running ability because you had about 7 motherfuckers in the last 8 to 10 years to do the same thing. He doesn't really have the strongest arm.
I mean, I can easily make I can make a declaration that Justin Fields is a better mobile quarterback than Lamar Jackson is. I can literally I can pull up numbers for the passing is concerned. You might be talking about something else, but I can say that Cam Newton is a better running quarterback.
I think Cam Newton was more of a unique quarterback than Lamar Jackson, just for the simple fact that he may not have been as fast as Lamar Jackson, but he was a powerhouse as a runner. He's literally what they wanted Tim Tebow to be, but Tim Tebow was absolute garbage.
That's perfect. Cam Newton is a more unique quarterback, to be honest.
Yeah, because like you said, the thing with Lamar Jackson's style, it can't be unique if we're saying, oh, he's Michael Vick. Michael Vick was a carbon copy of Randall Cunningham.
Yep.
That's not unique. Cam Newton's style, he was a power runner. He was a fullback that could throw the football. He was a football player. And the closest thing that we seen with Cam Newton right now
Maybe Josh
really is
Allen.
nobody else. Well, Josh Allen is close, but
Maybe.
Josh Allen is not as physical.
Mm-hmm.
But the reality of this conversation is, this was an alley oop to a lot of people who are like super pro Lamar Jackson. But this is the thing that I realized with it. Y'all have a lot to say about it when we criticize Lamar Jackson, but when it comes down to having conversations about where his trajectory or where people are going to perceive him at as being that top guy, now all of a sudden y'all don't want to put him up there.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want nobody to criticize him, but you don't know about nobody to put him up there at the top. Which to me is a contradiction in itself. And this poll here said, with Lamar Jackson being the first quarterback in NFL history to pass for 4,000 yards and 800 plus rushing yards, that make him the greatest statistical quarterback of all time?
And y'all say no. See?
Is that Fred Butts here said, I'm mixed, so it doesn't matter to me. Hate I talk about race. My mom is white, my dad is black. To me, if you're good, then you're good. And that's all we're saying, man. Like I said, bro. I look at it like this, man. You're a good person, you're a good person. If you're a good athlete, you're a good athlete. It is what it is. The problem is when you have simple-minded people that look at certain things as people who are mulatto and they demonize them for being that. That's the worst. That like you said, that the mentality of somebody that looks at that is one of the is a bad mentality to have.
I'm a lot on myself. That's from my mom's side of the family. All right, so like that's why I was like, for me, I don't really stand on any particular spectrum in regards to race and whatnot. And BP, I got you. And and that's why I brought up the Andy Reid. My thing is it's like if you don't know much about me, one thing I could tell y'all is that growing up, I really wanted to be a Panther. All right, I love. That's one of the main reasons why I love Pop, because I wanted to be a Black Panther. All right, and then what people don't know about the Panthers is that the Panthers, they weren't just all out for Black people. They just didn't focus on Black people. A lot of Hispanic people that they did community work for in New York, up north, in Atlanta, in California. Like, they were in the community and they was willing to help out a lot of people, and a lot of Hispanic people, a lot of white people. They helped each other out. So this is one of the things. And BP was like, Andy Reid endorsed Vic head coaching job on national TV when a lot of people didn't really want to do that. He went out of his way. Okay, to make sure that he got it, that he showed that man some love. Okay, so this is what I'm when we talk about.
And remember, it wasn't just Andy Reid neither. Arthur Blank did this. Arthur Blank also pushed for it as well.
Mm-hmm. So look, we got to stop when we talk about, oh, we got to stand up for the Black people. Well, everybody's standing up for Black people, not just Black people. I'm just, oh man, we only need Black coaches. We only need this. No, we need good people who gonna stand up for what's right.
The ones that y'all are seeing that are standing up for people, they're standing up for popularity. That's the problem. They get pushed to the front. The ones that's really standing up for people are the ones in the back doing the work. Don't be fooled by it.
But like you said, at the end of the day, this conversation has shown me that people are willing to want to put Lamar Jackson on that pedestal of being the best in the league, but they don't want him. They're but they don't want to put him at the best in the league because if you put him on that pedestal and saying, okay, he's the face of the NFL, see now the expectations grow even more, and the people that are like ride hard for Lamar Jackson are not confident enough in him that he'll be able to stand up to that expectation of being the face.
Mm.
And
So
the
they
thing about it is too, Carl Thomas here said they will not let him be the face of the NFL. It's already too late. Think about it. Every time you watch Good Morning Football America, every time you watch ESPN, every time you watch Fox Sports, whatever, one of the major talking points is they talk about how great Lamar Jackson is. Y'all haven't paid attention to that? They're
Y'all keep,
not they're prepping him to be the face of the NFL.
and y'all y'all
And
keep,
that's go
y'all
ahead,
keep
Juan.
y'all keep thinking when we say stuff like when I say stuff like when the media gives you your takes, the media is telling you who they want as the face of the NFL right in front of you. And only after he makes it, see, this is the thing. This is how the media connects with fans. They give you your take ahead of time, and then it only connects when that person meets your standards personally. So if Lamar Jackson was to go out here today and beat everybody and win the Super Bowl, that connects with your standards. Now you'll believe what the media is telling you. Now he becomes the face of the NFL because in the hearts of the fans and the media, he has now met everybody's expectations. If he doesn't win, then they'll say he's great in certain aspects, but they don't say, well, he's still, I don't believe he's the face of the NFL. This is why we tell y'all, a lot of people, a lot of these fans out here, the media gives you your takes. This ain't something you came up with on your own. That's why K-Star say that.
It's not even the fact that the media is giving them their taste. It's the fact that that's what they want, and the media is validating that want.
Yeah.
But like I said, once again, it just comes back down to, and like you said, and I've noticed in this chat too. See, when we're sitting here giving you our critiques of Lamar Jackson's game, y'all have a whole lot to say, and y'all ready to jump down our necks about why we say that. But when we give you a scenario to where it's not us bashing him, but it's us giving accolades and more, now y'all find that offensive because it's like, how dare you try to put him up here? But you got a problem with people criticizing him. And this is why I always say when these Lamar Jackson conversations come around, it's not about Lamar Jackson. It's the people that look at him as a god. The thing is, y'all want to look at him as a god, but y'all don't want him to be a god
mm,
because now the expectations is higher. And we already know when it comes to today's society, people cringe at the thought of higher expectations.
Or
So
better, or
in
better
order
yet,
for
K-Star,
Lamar, in
how your
order for Lamar
expectations
Jackson,
not being met.
right? The thing about it is the thing about it. This is why I say about with Patrick Mahomes. Y'all can't say Patrick Mahomes is the best quarterback in the league and at the very same time say that the Kansas City Chiefs MVPs are the referees. You can't say that. Like I said, and this is why I say I've been a hypocrite because this is the same thing I've said about Tom Brady. Tom Brady got 6 Super Bowls, but 4 of those Super Bowls are questionable. Spygate, Deflategate. The rule changes to make his game a lot easier. And I've said myself, Tom Brady is overrated as fuck because of the rule changes. So, as me being a hypocrite, if the narrative for Patrick Mahomes is, well, the referees help him out, then that means that his career is overrated.
Mm.
Now, am I lying? I want to know if I'm lying on that.
Well, no.
Nope.
Well,
Because
yeah.
he did get help.
So that means Patrick Mahomes' legacy is a farce. So let me ask everybody here that's watching right now. If the referees help Kansas City so much, doesn't that make Patrick Mahomes overrated? Yes or no?
Yep. Because he can't say he got it all by himself.
Mm. Mm.
And I'm gonna be honest with you now.
Yeah,
Lamar Jackson can't say
yeah,
that either.
yeah. I mean, and like I said, the people saying it here, and Chuck is the only one saying no, but that's the thing. We can't say Tom Brady is overrated because he get calls and he has rule changes, and then say Patrick Mahomes is not overrated if he's getting those same calls.
So Patrick Mahomes has to be overrated himself.
There
If
you
he
go.
if he's getting helped by the ref like that, he's overrated.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Because you can't get help from the refs and say he single handedly won a game.
That's
Because he did.
that's what I'm saying. So in reality, if you're looking at that standpoint, he has Lamar Jackson has surpassed Patrick Mahomes. Tell me if I'm lying.
Because y'all would say that Lamar Jackson does it by himself without the help. So wouldn't that make Lamar better than Patrick Mahomes?
It's the face of the NFL. Now answer that, Chuck. Would that be hypocritical to say that Tom Brady got a lot of help from the refs, but you can't give that same criticism to Patrick Mahomes? So if that's the case of me being a hypocrite, there is no elite quarterbacks in the NFL right now.
Nope, because they all get help.
Yep. Because that's the general consensus. The general consensus that Patrick Mahomes get help. The Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs get help.
Well, let's technically look at it. There is no quarterback in the NFL that's going to solely win a game by themselves. It's impossible. Because in order for the game to be played, he has to play on a team of people that have jobs to help him out.
Hmm.
So they're technically, if you're going to call them elite, you have to call them being a part of an elite group. Because I hate to tell you, Lamar Jackson's not going to win the game by himself. As much as y'all want him to. Pat Mahomes ain't going to win it by himself. Jared Goff ain't going to win it by himself.
They robbed us in week 3. So no, Chuck, Chuck. You're going to have to use logic on this. He said incorrect. The two don't negate. Bad officiating doesn't negate individual performance. Tell that to the rest of the NFL fans that negate Kansas City's wins on ref call. These are not thoughts. These are thoughts that are said by y'all.
See, what Chuck failed to realize is it's only bad officiating if you're not a Kansas City fan. So that's subjective. Bad officiating is subjective because in the eyes of the people who is going for, they love it. In the eyes of the people who is going against, they hate it.
hmm So it's gonna get up on out of here, y'all, man. Um, I think some folks getting a little upset about this conversation because if it's rigged, that means ain't nobody worth a damn then. Carl, you're just making the point even more. If the game is rigged, that means nobody is elite. And you're literally just made the point that we just said right there.
Exactly.
The game is
Yeah.
So what we have learned is that Patrick Mahomes is the most overrated quarterback since Tom Brady in NFL history.
Yep.
And the problem is that the very people that's in this chat don't like that talking point.
So now we say stuff like the NFL is rigged. Okay.
Yeah, they don't like people talking about Lamar Jackson, and they want to put Lamar Jackson up on that upper echelon pedestal, but they don't like us calling Patrick Mahomes overrated. But these are the very things these are the very things that y'all said.
I mean, any deflection will do when they don't like the conversation.
So let's get up on out of here, man. Mike, Juan, y'all got any final thoughts before we get up on out of
Nope. Just stay warm and stay tuned.
here? What you got, Mike?
Hey, at the end of the day, man, like you got to use your head and not use your emotions. Think about what you're saying before you say it, and actually do research before you start saying stuff and getting behind these takes that the media they promote. The Ryan Clarks of the world trying to pretend like Lamar Jackson is the only black quarterback that's actually doing something great and achieve greatness.
Okay.
Research.
What I've learned here in this conversation is a lot of people their whole thought processes is contradictory to what they believe in. I literally just sat here and gave y'all an alley oop to say yes, Lamar Jackson is the best in the league, and y'all were too scared to take that line. Y'all were too scared to take that line and be like, yes, we finally got to him. When I gave you that lob and y'all didn't take it, that proved exactly what I thought the whole time. The only reason why y'all get on us about Lamar Jackson is because y'all want to prove us wrong more so than be right in your own hearts.
That part right there.
Let me repeat that again. The real issue that some of y'all have with us is not about what we is about what we said. but you're so focused on wanting to prove how wrong we are all the time that you end up getting caught up in your own emotional jackassery sometimes.
So
So
in other words, you can be right about the wrong thing.
there you go. So until next time, people, we ain't here to play.
Oh no.
We are here to stay.
Oh yeah, dig it.
You ain't gotta go home.
But do your research on Lamar Jackson again. We're waiting.
Oh, shut your ass up, dirty. You bitched out. You get
Man,
it.
man.
We
Yeah,
talk to
just 330 bitched out because every
bitched
time
out.
we criticize Lamar Jackson, he wants to bring somebody on to talk shit about us.
Yeah,
But then, like you said, we threw the alley oop to you. Yeah, you were scared
and you
to
didn't stand
catch it and
behind
dunk it.
nothing. You didn't say
So get the
nothing
fuck up
about
out of here.
it.
That's
You
a shame.
bitched out. You was the main one we talking about.
Is that Chuck said my issue with you is you wanted ready to start the whole year. And at
Shut
least,
up.
at least I wasn't on the live crying about Bijan Robinson. About Bijan Robinson versus Tyler. I ain't sit here sucking my teeth about to cry. I can't believe y'all don't want Bijan Robinson.
You mean to tell me?
Tyler Algier ain't shit.
So you mean to tell me he was
Fuck.
on there and eating a diaper?
Yeah. He said,
Mm.
yeah, when that year came, he was the main one talking about fuck Tyler Algier, Bijan Robinson all day. And when we disagreed, he started crying on him.
I bet you like Tyler Algier now.
Yeah, he did. Oh yeah. I forgot he did. He doesn't want us to talk about that no more. All right, y'all. Deuce. Oh Lord. Look.
Put your eyes back in your head.
Popped out like flavor.
Pry their eyes open and force them to see the truth. We will skim the sheep and sacrifice the weak. The unholy alliance has arrived.